Welcome all to the video lecture on ME476 Material Handling and Facilities Planning Module 6. This course is intended for the 8th semester Mechanical Engineering students of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University. In this module, we shall be discussing about methods to minimize the cost of material handling, maintenance of material handling equipments, safety in handling, ergonomics of material handling equipment, then design of material handling equipments, and also about miscellaneous equipments. So what is material handling cost? So before discussing about the material handling cost, let us recap the definition of material handling. So material handling is a movement, protection, storage and control of materials and products throughout manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, consumption and disposal. Now let us define what is a material handling cost. So all the costs associated with the movement, protection, storage and control of materials and product throughout the manufacturing, then warehousing, distribution, consumption and disposal. So all these costs associated with this is the material handling cost. Now what are the methods to reduce the material handling cost? So in order to discuss the methods to reduce the material handling cost, we have to see the following few steps. That is, reduce touch labor, optimize material flow, prevent the damage, increase storage capacity, deploy equipment, optimize space, save energy, listen to your staff, continue monitoring and supervising, and finally invest in new technologies. Reduce touch labor. The best way to increase employee productivity and profit is to reduce the number of times a worker is required to handle the material. Material handling does not create value, but the production does. Every minute spent on moving, sorting, preparing or storing material equates to the loss of productivity. Material handling can be greatly reduced by delivering as many materials as possible directly to the production floor. For example, if a vendor managed inventory is being used, it can eliminate the need for storing, receiving, sorting materials, etc. Optimize material flow. When materials move through production, it is important for this path to be as short as possible. Time spent transporting materials to and from different operations on the assembly floor is a time spent not in production. Set up a straight line for materials to travel from inventory receipt through kitting, assembly, test and shipping with little or no backtracking. This can greatly reduce manufacturing time and increase earnings. So the flow of material must be optimized so that there is no backtrack as well as a straight line if possible to the maximum extent. Prevent damage. Damaged materials equals to the loss of profit. Proper storage procedures including the monitoring of shelf life, temperature and moisture levels can ensure products will still be usable. Documenting appropriate handling procedure to avoid breakage, providing adequate tools and equipments for handling and continuous employee training can also reduce the damage. Increase storage capacity. Because real estate is expensive to buy and maintain, every inch of storage space should be used to its fullest capacity. Packing a warehouse with supplies should resemble filling a cube from side to side and top to bottom. All available horizontal and vertical space should be filled and organized before adding more space. This will bring the greatest value per square inch to every amount spent in the warehouse cost. Deploy equipment. Material handling cost can be reduced by deploying the right equipment in the right places. Take advantage of gravity-fed movement before adding power-driven equipment. By installing gravity conveyors, chutes and slide lines, using capital equipment like a forklift should be reviewed in combination with alternatives such as pallet jacks to determine determine if less equipment can perform the related task. Each piece of machinery should be evaluated to calculate its return on investment before purchase. This will help a company determine the point when the machine will pay for itself by decreasing the material handling cost. Optimize space. Review the space you are using every year. It is also important to evaluate if your business undergoes changes, grows, or somehow changes its character. Shelving and racking should be designed in such a way that it utilizes as much height of your warehouse as possible. Evaluation of pallet storage should be done frequently. Unused floor space can greatly contribute to generated cost. So proper design of warehouse and its equipment is crucial for reducing the handling. Save energy. There is no need for the light to be constantly switched on. Install sensors in systems that control the movement to switch the lights off. Dim lights are another option. This way you can save a lot of money on your power consumption through electricity bills. If possible, try let to more natural light, especially during the summer days. So wherever possible, you have to save the energy in order to reduce the material handling cost. Listen to your staff. Your employees have had hands-on experience with handling goods and they are very familiar with their working environment. Thus, they are very likely to notice if anything goes wrong or requires improvement. They might also have useful suggestions that will help you reduce the handling cost. Engaging your staff in making decisions and showing that you value their opinion is truly beneficial for your relationship. It will also make them feel appreciated. So, in order to reduce the cost associated with material handling, the staff who directly work in line with the material handling equipments may have good suggestions that can be welcomed so that those ideas can be incorporated in order to reduce the material handling cost, also in order to increase the employee-employer relationship. Continue monitoring and supervising. Cutting material handling cost isn't a one-off operation. You need to constantly monitor your needs and be aware of your current material handling situation. Introduce several steps to reduce cost and improve your warehouse. Clear communications between the warehouse workers and their supervisors with the management are vital to get the whole picture. Make sure everyone understands the importance of effective warehouse and teach and encourage them to be actively involved in the continuous improvement program. So, the reducing the cost is not a one-man show. It is the total effort of the management, the mid-level management, as well as the workers. So, they have to be educated and trained in order to see what all things can be done to reduce the material handling cost. Invest in new technologies. Don't be afraid of new technologies. They can seem too expensive or complicated at first, but beneficial in a longer run. The significant improvement of productivity or energy savings are just a couple of aspects you could be looking forward if you decide to replace your old equipment and invest in newer technologies. So don't be afraid and familiarize yourself with the market. So if we have a hindrance to approach to a new technologies that is available and that is updated at every fractions of second, we are still following the older technology, we may still far away in the market by having an increased operational cost. Thus, by using the new technologies available feasible to your requirement, we can greatly reduce the operational cost and thereby reduce the material handling cost. So, in a nutshell, the methods to minimize the cost of material handling. The cost of material handling contributes significantly to the cost of manufacturing. In the modern era of competition, this has acquired greater importance due to growing need for reducing the manufacturing cost. The importance of material handling function is greater in those industries where the ratio of handling cost to the processing cost is large. Today, material handling is rightly considered as one of the most potentially lucrative areas of reducing the cost. A properly designed and integrated material handling system provides tremendous cost saving opportunities and customer services improvement potential. So how to reduce the cost of handling? So in order to reduce the cost of handling, the per unit cost must decrease. Now, what is the per unit cost? Per unit cost is the sum of the cost of the material handling equipment, both fixed cost and operating cost. Now, the cost of labor, both direct and indirect cost associated with them, and the cost of maintenance of these equipments, the cost of damages, the cost of lost orders, and other expediting expenses. Now, if all these individual components get reduced by carefully managing the system, we can ultimately reduce the cost of material handling. Now, when ultimate material handling cost comes down, the unit cost decreases. Now, we know that every product is being shipped or it reaches the customer inclusive of these material handling cost. Maybe the original cost of the product may be very less, but the shipment, the handling cost may be higher. So that is how we can sell the products for a competitive way so that the companies stay alive in the market.